Chris in the chat asking, are we losers again? No, Chris, we can never be losers. There's always a new day. Welcome to the morning show, everybody. Spencer Israel, Steve Strazza. I've got Dan running the charts behind the scenes with me here. Welcome, Dan, to the morning show. Welcome, everyone in chat. It's going to be a great day. It's going to be a busy day. I know the futures are down overnight. That's okay. It is what it is. We will talk about it. We will talk about Alphabet. We will talk about Amazon. We'll have Jeff Mackey on the show to talk Amazon because they report tonight. Alphabet is just a monster, right? Can't stop, won't stop. It's going to be an earnings kind of a day. Strazza, it's actually a big day for Strazza too because he's doing his like special earnings Q&A today at 2:00, which we'll talk more about. Jeff Mackey on. Oh, Sean will be on as well because it's Thursday. So options with Sean. We'll have Kenny Glick stop by, tell us what he's trading. And that's the plan. So if everyone is ready, let's go ahead and start the show. Are we good? Chat? Yes? Excellent. Here we go. Not a hobby. Not a hobby says the show is trash without you. I think he's what he's saying. You're here, Steve.
Hey, no JC today?
He said he was like maybe because he was in the city. He was doing the thing. So he said it maybe. I don't know. So
JC was up late partying in the city, being a city boy.
He did warn me that this was a possibility. So credit to JC. I did have advanced warning. He didn't just text me like 10 minutes ago. He did tell me the other day. So but the show must go on and we have much to discuss. So
it goes on. We'll talk about some real shit today. We'll do some live charting.
Oh, live charting. What a treat. Live charting with pre-market data? What?
They hated the Google, Spencer. Did you see? And then,
I mean, it's down. Does that mean they? I guess that means they hated it. Yeah.
Microsoft, another day, another down 2%. Tech remains under pressure is obviously the big story in the market. How much does that start to bleed over and affect other areas of big cap growth and the broader market is the big question for me. And in periods like this, you have to, the big question, right? I'm going for walks and asking myself, is this a reset to some of these trends, or is this damage to some of these trends, or is it both? And you really don't find out until you get the tradable low and the reaction rally off of that level. We haven't got to see that yet because it just hasn't come. So that doesn't bode well. There's definitely trend damage. We got to dig in and then see what they can repair, right, on the rebound. Does that make sense? So for now, I'm looking at saying damage here, but we could look back if we get some momentum to the upside off of a tradable low in some of these areas that have been killed, then it could end up looking like a nice reset for these stocks.
What I like about your approach and JC's approach, and most all you guys for that matter, is when things like this happen, you're not just blindly buying. Even if you like the stock, you're not just blindly buying the dip. You're waiting for a logical reason to buy, right?
Yeah.
And you're almost never, unless you get lucky, nailing the bottom. And actually, that's a feature, not a bug. You basically are never nailing the bottom, and that's by design, right? But you said yourself, I think, was it yesterday, or you're looking for maybe some stocks that are a little bit too oversold, right? Maybe looking for some opportunities in software, but you're not going to just buy for the sake of buying. You have to be presented with enough evidence to do so.
I think, yes, for the most part, that is correct, Spencer, because if you pick bottoms, you get stinky fingers. That's the way I look. Yeah. So, but there are some places where, once again, just some massive long-term levels that you could accumulate against. I'll just shout out today. one that's pretty actionable if you want to try. And what I mean by that is if you are going to step in and try to catch a falling knife before the selling has stopped, at least have a level that you're like right there at, and you lose 1%, 2%, 3% in the event you're wrong, right? Especially if you're doing it for a short-term trade. If you tell me you want to accumulate for the long term, it's a different story.
Different.
I have no problem with people accumulating software stocks on the selling pressure if their time frame's 3 to 5 years, Spencer. You know what I mean? If somebody came and told me I'm catching this falling knife in Microsoft or Salesforce today, I have a 5-year time horizon, I'd say, good for you. Go do your thing. Right? It could fall another 10, 15%. Doesn't matter. Buy more then. But Adobe 280, I mean, is it going to zero, Spencer? Because I think the Adobe PDF thing is still a monopoly. The company trades at almost 10 times earnings. This is literally
10?
Yeah, dude, like 11 or something. Yeah, it's bad.
It's a value stock. It is a value stock. Let's go.
This was the king of SaaS.
I thought value was in.
Yeah. So look, there are opportunities like that if you're willing to have that spice in your life. But for sure, it looks like maybe the selling isn't over yet. And this might sound ridiculous, but if crypto can't find a floor, I don't expect the selling software to stop. Like if Bitcoin's down another 5% every morning, I don't think we're bottoming. I think you need to open up your Coinbase watch list one morning and see a sea of green for this market to bottom at this point. And it should be coming.
Probably more than one morning, right? I mean, it'll take a few mornings. I don't know. These things happen fast, though. When was that? I mean, we had a V bottom in April. That was quick, man. Life came at you fast. If you missed it, you missed it. So
yeah, I'm not seeing. Yeah, well, we'll talk about it. We'll talk more about it when it matters. But for now, it's how low are we going? And the big question is reset or damage. And then the other big question is, does this spread? It will spread if it continues. You started to see it spread. The semiconductor names started getting hit, right? So that whole software is the problem story. It's like, okay, then why is Broadcom down 5% each day? Why is NVIDIA getting crushed? Why is AMD getting punished on like decent earnings? So it is, you're seeing it spread in tech. Now, does it hit industrials and financials?
I was going to say it has spread, but it's contained to the tech sector, right?
I was looking yesterday, Spencer, for some short exposure just to hedge the fucking carnage in my account. And I'm looking at tech. I'm looking at the growth stuff. I'm like, yeah, I can't buy puts in this. I'm looking at the ARKY stuff, the speculative growth stuff. Really hard to bet on downside in like some of these speculative growth stocks with puts because you're betting on like 30, 40% moves lower a lot of times to get paid on these options. So I went and I bought puts in small caps, IWM, XLF, KRE, betting on that weakness spreading. And those groups catching lower. Regional banks aren't sticking this, major breakout to new highs if the rest of the market is getting crushed like this. So that's what I did yesterday for a little bit of protection. I also sold over 200 positions. Took me 2.5 hours.
Holy crap.
Got to lighten up, right? If that's not a continuation pattern in XLK, there's a lot of things that I no longer want to be in. It just blows my bullish thesis for a lot of my portfolio.
I have known people that trade more than you, trade faster than you. I have never known anyone that has more positions than you.
Yeah.
That's credit to you that you can sleep credit to you that you can sleep at night because I couldn't. Right.
Sleep pretty well.
I can barely manage like 15. All right,
yeah, dude, you get so immune to losing so much money, right? As your account grows and you move on in your market life, the up days get bigger, the down days get bigger, but if you do it gradually, you're almost like training yourself to get used to it. So I can stomach some real nasty stuff because I know that that's just a part of the game. It's not fun. I don't like to. And the other thing about running an account with so many positions is you have to have a plan, right? So I know going in, XLK breaks, right? If growth falters here, I have a whole list of things I no longer want to be in, and I have to sell them all at the same time. I can't sell a little bit today, a little bit tomorrow, wait a day. Market could be down 5-10%, right? Because when the market goes, it goes fast. You sell first and you ask questions later. I could buy all this shit back next week in the event I'm wrong, but I'm not going to sit there and hang out an overexposed portfolio to an area of the market that's getting kicked in the balls every day.
That's something else I've learned from you guys is your portfolios are thematic, and you're not looking at every individual position. Well, I mean, especially you with 200 in a vacuum, right?
Yeah.
When you have an idea and you put it to work, you're putting it to work in maybe a dozen different ways, and you know they're not all going to work, but if they're all going to fail, then they're all going to probably fail at the same time, and then you have your signal to just that theme is wrong. Every position with that theme is wrong, whether it's China, whatever it's wrong, right? So
it's so true, Spencer, right? In these down markets or even down legs and up markets, something like speculative growth, which I do a lot of because that's where the juice is, that's where the beta is to the upside. So I got a lot of speculative growth stuff. I mix it around, right? I don't make too big of a bet on any one speculative growth stock, but I got like 50, 75 of these things, and they'll all go down together. Doesn't matter if they do flying cars, drones, fucking quantum, whatever, right? It all gets crushed together at the same time. So I look at that whole list as a giant basket and say, goodbye to all of you. Then you get some tough decisions like, does Palantir belong in there? I got to sell this? Does Shopify got to go too?
You know what the fun thing about speculative growth is the list of stocks that belong in that group is perpetually getting larger because if all you have to do is be speculative growth for one period of time. And then, maybe you crash 80%, but once you're there, once you're in the club, you're in the club, right?
Yeah, dude.
Forever. So like QuantumScape, still speculative. It's in a 95% drawdown. Still speculative growth, right? It can happen, right? It can always come back. Not to $130 probably, but maybe 20 or $30. It was at 20, like a couple months ago. So once you get into the speculative growth club, you're in it forever, and new groups are always added. We didn't have crypto treasury stocks 2 years ago, right? We do now. So it's fun. The group gets larger forever. There's the 3D printers, there's the EVs, there's the crypto treasuries, there's everything, all of it. And so that's what makes that group fun. Is the list always gets larger, and even when they correct like this, they can still come back. So
one that I struggled with yesterday in terms of do these got to go too, I'll tell you, was China.
Yeah, I've been keeping an eye.
And I had a beefy position in Baba, and let me tell you, I cut it in half. I think I'm going to regret it, but for now, I had to cut it in half. All right, we can add it back. And I was pissed too, dude, because I was so close to long term. So you got to do that tax math, right? Yeah. You got to do that tax math. Like, I'm going to pay for selling this in taxes, but can I pay for it if I don't? We've all
been there. We've all been there on the 50th week or 51st week. And if I could just hold on, just one more week.
That was me yesterday, pulling my hair out.
Like,
but we've all been there. You got to take what the market gives you, right? You can't impose your will on the market. You can't say, "Oh, I really want that long-term capital gains." Oof, you could get blasted, right? In that 1 month time frame that you need to get to 12 months.
We've all been there.
It could ruin everything. So I sell first, ask questions later. We'll buy a lot of the stuff back. I also have a trading story. We could tell later. I made one of my worst trading mistakes that I've made. I can't remember how long yesterday, just to make everything that was already bad worse. Like I literally just human error made my losses so much worse yesterday.
Oh boy.
I walked away, called some friends, told them what I did, and you got to bounce back. Is the story at the end of the day. The market is going to beat your ass sometimes, and you got to just take it, get the hell up off the mat, come back the next day, and know exactly what you're doing. Don't let it phase you. We'll talk about it.
Okay.
Google.
Let's do Google, and then I know Kenny's here. I want to bring Kenny out, but let's do Google. Can you bring up slide? I guess slide 10, please, and we'll talk about it. We care more about the reaction. So to Steve's point, the stock is down 3-4% this morning. So the reaction is what matters here. But the thing that stood out to me was the search. Google search is growing 18% like clockwork every quarter, right? Like AI did not kill it. Actually, it's the opposite. So shout out to Alphabet and Google. You know, it's an unstoppable force. And
the market's got to like it, though, because this is now
I know.
another one on that long list where it's like, what more can you do? Total sales up 18%. Company $114 billion in sales. Net income up 30%. EPS 31%. Making $34.5 billion in income. And the cloud revenue still growing at 48%. Just incredible. And the market's like, nah, that's not good enough. Then also on top of that, another thing that you see with these hyperscaler reports, right, when the Mag 7s come out, is the spending read and the sympathy trade on that. So they came out and they said,
oh my God,
CapEx investments 175 to 185 billion for 2026. That is double the 91 billion spent in 2025. And I think they said it could double again in the future. Didn't they say that? That could be wrong.
They did. Yes, they did.
That's an insane amount of spending. So then the read-through to there is Broadcom, I guess. They make some of the chips for Google. This thing was screaming higher last night. It was up like 8%. Giving a lot of that back here, up about 2% pre-market. So even the sympathy trade's not working like they used to. And then I got to say, too, just on this theme, Spencer, even the ones, I heard an analyst on the TV yesterday, he's like, well, it's not happening to all of them. Look at Apple. They had a good report and the stock's going up. That's a defensive bid in Apple. And how many times have we seen this, right? Where people go to Apple for like a safe haven trade. Apple's going up for the same reason as Staples right now, people. I'm positive.
We've said that before. Apple is a defensive name. Yeah.
This has got nothing to do with the earnings. This is defense. They're hitting Apple for the defense. We see it all the time. It makes sense. This company is the best balance sheet in the world. So I wouldn't read into that and say, oh, Apple's different. Look at what they did to Meta. Look what they did to Meta. Meta, great report, got the good reaction, popped 12% that day, 10% that day. Look at the last 4 candles now, and down another 1.5%. Now below where it was pre-earnings.
Yep.
So everyone is getting punished for great reports in this space right now. That has to end before it's safe to enter.
That's true. That being said, great stuff from the guys at the Beat Report. Alphabet is really no stranger to having negative reactions off its earnings, right? So the earnings themselves, the numbers are monstrous, but the stock does not always react the way you might think. So let's just slow down. It's been one overnight session. It's down a little bit this morning, but the stock is no stranger to going down after earnings, even if the earnings themselves were good. So
Google has been the exception. If you look at the earnings scorecard and you look at the reaction scores of just those last 3 quarters, they've remained positive, right? While we've seen other Mag 7s have negative reactions to good reports in the trailing 2 or 3 quarters already. Google has been different. I think that's changing this quarter because this report couldn't have been better, and we're down here almost 5% this morning.
You keep saying that. This report couldn't have been better. Palantir couldn't have been better. Google couldn't have been better. Well,
it's true.
Yeah. All right. Hey,
Tim Cook's a great CEO, all-time great CEO.
Listen, I want to bring Kenny out. I know he's here, and I know he's got some trades on, and he wants to talk about them. So I'm going to bring Kenny out, and then we'll do more earnings stuff after Kenny.
It's been a long time coming. They ain't come from my club, they tell it. Putting up numbers, 99 pounds, and I still kept it 100. Hold up. Yeah.
Uh-oh. There we are.
What's good?
Let's keep the conversation light. What's up?
Wait a minute. Your camera's flipped around there. That's weird.
Oh.
What are we we're busy today. What's going on? We got a lot of positions on?
Yeah. We're still short the queues. Let me show you guys.
I meant to ask you, how'd that work out for you?
It's still working out. Yeah, we just got 3 short. Again, even when the market is getting hammered, as it got hammered on Tuesday, we had a really nice buy going into the close. Yesterday, same kind of situation. Here's yesterday's action. we're short predominantly the whole day until it breaks back over the fake out shakeout area, and then you got that beautiful VWAP retrace. So these 0-date options, phenomenal. So the same scenario today. We know, again, we broke the overnight lows already, and we've held them. So now we've already tested VWAP. The only way I'm covering the rest is if we break over VWAP, and then I'd possibly go long. Thursday, I'd rather see the market put up a fight today and then have a no bid close on Friday. Because if markets sell off on Fridays, all hell breaks loose. But right now, UVXY is telling me I need to be scared right now because we just retraced back to yesterday's highs. So I have to stay short. And let me tell you something, friends. If UVXY gives it up, then we'll get some stability. But let me show you this chart right here. This is 15 days worth of UVXY. This is the overnight. This is where fear was taking grip. This was Sunday night when we started selling off. If we get over that price, there is no tomorrow. And we'll be crushing everything. But, while the market was getting hammered this morning, I got to tell you, the Qualcomm gave us a little buy. Again, right here. Little faux show, bro. Where are my faux show, bro VWAP fans? Right here. Nice little trade in Qualcomm. So some of the guys are still long the Qualcomm. I am not going long into anywhere near the open. But here you go. Little capitulation. Fake them out, shake them out, VWAP break. While the market was selling off, Qualcomm gave us a buy, and so did ARM. So if you guys are watching ARM or Qualcomm this morning, very nice. Same kind of scenario. You had a little fake them out, shake them out. You can't see it. There it is, but subtle. Here it goes. This one's already come back in. So if you're just taking these trades on a daily basis, this is where the action's at. So right now, I'm still going to be looking at Q short, but, ready to cover when I have to cover. And then going back to your Bitcoin, so far so good on that short. If you guys are shorting it, I'm just looking at the futures. And once we got under the VWAP again, you're looking at that 3-year VWAP. That's where I think we're going to see. So that's 68,500. And if we don't hold there, we're going to get into this mess, which is what I think, low 60s. And then we'll see what's up with the Bitcoin. So I love the fact that everything's a mass exodus right now. And if you are short in silver, man, it's been something. Again, yesterday, incredible short on the AGQ. And if you guys don't know about AGQ, ZSL is where to go. It's long ZSL gets you short silver. So we just cashed out of a bunch of that, and I'm only going to get out if it rolls back below that 263. And that's what we've been doing so far this morning. So lots of going.
Okay, Kenny, I see your 3-year view up. I raise you an 8-year view up at 44,500.
I'm with you.
Kenny, your silver short was absolutely epic. Good for you, man. I mean, incredible.
I wish. You know what? The thing is, I had sold those AGQ calls. They were $50, but you only make what you sold. So that's why I went back to trading ZSL. But AGQ options are still crazily priced. I know I sold the other day, I think a 650 just a month out for $5.
So wait, you sold calls? How'd you do it? Or you bought puts?
I just sold naked calls in the AGQ because they were trading $50. They were trading the 620 calls 30 days out for $55. It was nuts. And I had the spread was they were 40 bids, 75 offers. So I just threw an offer out there. Right. I actually got scared that I got done. But then we crashed the next day. I covered them for $2. So it was just insane.
Now, as a silver person,
yes.
What do you have any thoughts on the long-term trend, or you don't really care? Listen, you're just here for the party.
Here's what happened. So again, and this is why I'm hating on the Bitcoin guys right now.
I know you really are.
We've been waiting for this move for 30 years. The double top break of 50. 50 gets you 80, 80 gets you 120. I was thinking that was going to take us 7 years to do, right? And then it happened in 7 weeks.
Amazing.
So when you go parabolic like that, as much as I was having the time of my life, I finally was winning an argument with my wife because I've been buying silver, getting shipments to the house, and I'm complaining about her buying bags. I'm like, but my stuff will be worth more. I finally had a chance to win an argument with my wife, and the internet's taking it from me. Can I have my moment, please? 120.
You needed more time.
Everybody, literally everybody and their mother. My mom's calling me about silverware. Yeah. I'm like, this is gonna be a top. And what I thought would take 7 years. I was willing to hold my silver I thought 120 was inevitable a decade from now, and it got there in 6 weeks. You got to look to short something. I'm a trader first, but I'm still buying the bullion. So I even paid, as early as 3 weeks ago, I paid $750 for this. So I'm not selling. So I have to actually hedge because that's mostly bullion, but huge fan. Just give me some consolidation above 80, and I still think we're going back to 120. I think it's going to happen faster than you think, but I'm already hunkered. I'm hunkered down, and I'm loving the short. I'm loving these products. Again, I haven't really traded ZSL too much until these last 2 weeks, but big fan long term still. But a lot of the long term premise has been destroyed because 120 was the 10-year target, and we got there already. So that's where we're at. It's hard to figure what to do now. But the coin collector in me, none of this matters, right? I'm holding.
Yeah. No, I think that's a good way to do it. Good for you. You've been very right with your physical silver. That's awesome. But I think this is a nasty blow off top. And if you're looking at it from a long-term technical lens, parabolic trends end in parabolic ways. You're already seeing it. Yeah. I think gold go back to 3,000 before it starts going up again.
I think. Well, I'm more of a silver guy, obviously, but I think this. If we don't get over 80 soon again and stabilize, we could actually give it all back, right back to $50, which would be a little heartbreaking because then I'd have to, apologize to my wife for the things I've said over the last couple of weeks.
And all the Bitcoin people, you might have to apologize to them too.
No,
never.
When I get some apologies, give me my one moment. But I really listen. I've only shorted Bitcoin for the first time yesterday because I just wanted to participate in some way. But I've been looking at the Bitcoin futures, and these only go back. You can't get a lifetime on the Bitcoin futures. Does anybody have lifetime? Like, what's the one product I could look at if I want to see lifetime VWAP, like 20 years worth of VWAP? I don't even know what to look at. But
I don't dabble in the futures market.
Because BTC only goes back, I think, 10 years or whatever it was. So
I don't know, dude. You might have to go to one of the crypto exchanges.
Right.
Like, use TradingView, and you could pick what exchange you want to look at the price.
Right.
You're trying to go back you're trying to go back 2010? That's how you want to go back to inception?
I want to go back to where where this guy from Manitoba told me to buy it at $300. I want to see. So that's basically 2016. I can't.
He's talking about a 95% drawdown here.
Yeah, I want to see what that price is. But this is basically we're going back to January. You're going back to December 2017. Your VWAP there is telling you $44, which it looks doable, again. But if you crater here, I think 50 is inevitable, and then we'll see what's up. 50 is going to be a big psychological level, like it always is. But yeah.
Where are all the precious metals crazies in the chat? Where did you guys go? You were here just a week or two ago. Everybody's silent now.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
We'll be all right. Don't do it like
we're all the people in the chat that were laughing when I said it's amateur hour to buy gold and silver up here at these prices.
Don't do them like that. People are making money.
We'll be all right. It's going to be all right. But I tell you, friends, seriously, if UVXY is over Sunday night's highs, we're going to have a bloodbath across all asset classes. And again, this is also back to the whole premise of the flight to safety. Isn't this where supposed to be gold and silver get good? And it's completely the opposite, right? Bitcoin's not a safe haven. None of this is a safe haven. It's everything go up or everything go down. So
I got me some Vixie. I got me some Vixie, baby. I'm ready.
Safe havens are a myth. Okay, we know this.
Right.
Safe haven.
I'll give you a safe haven, guys. I don't talk about this trade, and
Morris.
You ready for this? New Jersey Resources. Where's my Jersey fans? Come on, guys.
Oh, yeah, I know this one. It's utility, right?
Pays you a beautiful dividend. We've been in the stock. My family's been in this thing for almost 22 years.
Really?
We're in a dividend reinvestment plan. What's up, old guys? Drip plans. Where's my Series 7 people? Come on.
Is this like a utility company that you're actually a customer of?
Actually, that's exactly how this whole thing got started. Yeah, so New Jersey Resources. And look at this 3-year chart.
Warren Buffett, this one.
Woo! We just came out of a nice 3-year base, and hopefully now you're getting capital appreciation and your dividend. New Jersey Resources. Come on.
Love it.
All right.
Nice, Kenny. Boring stocks for the win.
Yes. All right, be careful out there, folks. I'll see you in the room. Don't forget, we're
shout out dividends.
Strazza, why don't you be the featured guest today? What are you doing tonight?
What time?
8:30 tonight on the interweb.
I'll be there.
Oh,
Let's do it.
right. Strazza's our
Strazza
guest.
has
All right. All right.
Let's do it.
8:30. I'll email you later, buddy.
All right, text me.
All right.
All right.
See you, Kenny.
See you.
Ooh,
I've always wanted to
All right.
schmooze with the great Kenny Glick, so
schmoozing is fun. Schmoozing is
that'll be
fun.
fun.
Listen, I know we have Mac, and I know he wants to talk Amazon.
So many
He
questions.
wants to talk.
Mac
He wants to talk Costco.
has been on absolute fire lately. Are you guys all reading Mackey's note? I mean, seriously, it's one of the best notes we put out here at Stock Market TV. Absolutely incredible. This guy, I mean, he knows his way, not just around consumer stocks, but around earnings too. So it's been really good.
I was gonna say like maybe the last like 8 or so months, it feels like he's just been on like a heater, like a continuous heater since like the summer, right?
The man doesn't miss.
No,
it's impressive.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Even
the target.
I mean, Jeff will be the first to tell you. Maybe we should bring him out to talk about this. He'll be the first to tell you. No one has shat on Target more than Jeff Mackey, but he'll give them their due. You know,
yeah.
He'll give them their due. All right, let's talk about it. They're saying my sound is laggy. Oh shit! Sorry guys. All right, let's bring
wrong with the feed today.
All right, let's bring Jeff out.
Jay, we've been friends for a long time. Make the call.
I mean, this is pretty professional, guys.
Nice show you got going here.
Mr. Mackey.
How you doing, Spencer?
What the hell are we wearing? What is that?
I've got my Peloton headband on. I like to listen to it during the Peloton conference calls. Not a great quarter for them, so it also doubles as sort of a warning band. No longer long the stock, going for ride right after we talk. But yeah, it wasn't great.
Well, let's talk about it. This has been a favorite for you.
It was a favorite. I gave up. I sold it, on a timely basis. I don't know about never missing, but at least when I know I'm about to miss, I'm pretty good at getting out of the way.
Yeah.
And this was one of those quarters. They came out with a new product line. It didn't get traction because the bike is a bike, as it turns out. It's really a story of better margins. Margins are getting really good there. They're ripping out every expense. And then it just becomes down to whether or not they can actually stop people from leaving, which they've had kind of moderate success at. Eventually, if they can kind of reduce the declines in the number of subs, they'll get bought by private equity at some point. But until then, it's just going to be a tough road. So anyway, I got my sweatband ready. I'm a user. I'm ready for the super burn, which many people are calling the Olympics of the Super Bowl of the indoor spinning cycle. It's a major. It's riding this week. So I'm in shape. I'm fit. So
Right.
there's that.
So throw this in the eventual private equity takeover category, but until then, or really forever, probably hands off.
Yeah. I fought it for a long time. I'm sentimental. I was long on that left-hand part there where that went up. That was glorious. And then I just kind of used a big purple crayon and once it broke off once it broke the uptrend, kind of got out of the way. I've been trying to get long over and over, and I can't stop picking at it and batter around. But let's get back to safe havens. Safe havens are the most exciting part of the market right now. They're a glorious haven in this world of tumult.
Safe, such as who? Such as
the Costco's of the world. Did you see the Costco numbers
Costco
last night? Were
Target?
absolutely fantastic. Costco, same sort of sales, better than expected. They continue to crank it out. They continue to be, as we talked about yesterday, are they a staple? Kinda, if you call Swedish saunas for $2,500 a staple. But you know what? They're just cranking out quarter after quarter of great sales. That's terrific. That stock's been on fire. Walmart, $1 trillion company, all-time highs. Nice to see good things happening to extremely rich people. So there's that. Target, which I consider a staple, and I consider, again, my personal toilet when I'm happy with them or sad with them. But that stock is kind of broken to new highs, at least new recent highs, with kind of an interesting looking U-shaped bottom on the chart. So, we've seen really good action in staples as everything else is falling apart. And people can call them boring, and that's fine. But you know what I find fun? Making money. Making money to me is a good time. And so, if people are bored by that, they should stick to whatever it is they're doing.
All right, let's talk Amazon. They report tonight. Obviously Cloud will be the driver. What are you expecting here?
I'm expecting them to have good AWS numbers and just an absolutely gobsmacking huge ass number for CapEx. If just judging by what we've heard so far, I mean, it's none of these tech companies can really dump enough money into CapEx to build God knows what. Now, Amazon, I think, is been unfairly dinged over the last year, not just because the man in the tuxedo there, which you'd think he'd get a better fitting tuxedo because he's worth quite a bit of money. But it's he has been dumping the stock like crazy the entire way up. But stocks are flat for the last year. Amazon is. I think it's going to break out. I think that they're going to get some coherence on the retail side. I think they're going to have nice traction with Rufus, their personal shopping assistant. They haven't done much with that, and they should. So they're due. They're due for a performance. A quarter that doesn't just gap higher and then sell off like we saw last quarter. I think that they're going to come up with a pretty solid results. And again, primarily just because it's AWS gets the action, they make most of the profits. But man, this is still a retailer. This is they sell a lot of stuff, Spencer. Like almost half $500 billion worth of merchandise goes through there, if you count third party and main systems, and they're getting much better at that. I think it matters. And so, I'm long here, I'm long cost, I'm long Target, I'm long Walmart, I'm long just an entire fistful of boring. And they're actually having off just a huge year so far.
Oh, wait. Speaking of that, can we do the new slide 4, please, on the Target chart? Just want to get that up real fast because, hey, got to give them credit where credit's due, right?
Absolutely. And I mean, so much has gone wrong here. It's really hard to pick a bottom on stuff where you're literally just waiting for absolutely worst case scenarios to stop unfolding just quarter after quarter. Fidelki, the new CEO, if he's kind of remotely smart, what we're going to see from Target when they do their annual plan, they're going to come out with sort of, this is how we're going to spend our CapEx. We're going to see a lot of spending there. They've got some things that they can improve, but I think the store is already breaking out of this long-term habit of just kind of being political at every turn. That's not what they shouldn't be doing. They're a discounter. They got to serve everyone. The whole idea is you serve every customer that comes into your store and treats the place with respect. So an apolitical Target is worth about $130 a share if they just go that far. It's not a lot to ask. Minneapolis-based company, that's been not great for them recently. So it'd be nice to see a little something for the home team there.
This thing has already come a long way. It was $83 2 months ago. So
yeah, all these things have been on a huge tear, but with Target, unlike Walmart and Costco, which are super pricey, just on a multiple basis, man, you're giving Walmart a lot of the benefit for the down. I say that as someone who's long, but Target's just super cheap here. And man, people tell me it's Sears. They tell me they're going bankrupt. It's Radio Shack. No, it's not. It might be, it could be. There is definitely a future in which Target disappears, but they would have to screw up absolutely royally, and they'd have to miss a lot of pretty obvious opportunities. Among them, just clean up your stores, stop selling TVs, maybe make household appliances more than 50 coffee machines. A lot of real basic blocking and tackling that they can do in those places that are just going to make the stores better. They don't deserve a 40 multiple. They don't deserve to trade at the multiples of the Costcos of the world, but they deserve more than 10 times earnings.
All right, listen, if you want to get Jeff's just general retail thoughts, I did drop the link to the Mackey letter in the chat on YouTube. Jeff publishes that, 2, 3, 4 times a week, just kind of giving his perusals and observations of retail. If you want to get his actual earnings season scorecards, that is for members of the Mackey portfolio, which can be found on stockmarketmedia.com. And Jeff, we're approaching that time. We're not quite in like Mackey earnings season yet, but we got Walmart in 2 weeks, and then we get the mall retailers after that. So it's coming.
I can't just climb into the ring, Spencer. That's why I've got my training garb on already. I got to get fit. I've got to be ready. It's the training starts now because the road starts next month. But yeah, Walmart's going to kick things off, and they've got to justify $1 trillion market cap now. Which
can you believe that $1 trillion? I mean, I can believe it, but I'm asking you. I'm asking.
I think it's long overdue. I mean, it's America's finest retailer. It's the biggest company in the world in terms of number of people they hire. It seems like it should have been worth $1 trillion a long time ago to me. But at the same time, also bonkers. I mean, that's an awful lot of discount groceries. But it's as I've always said. Listen, if you want to know what's going on in the economy for real, Walmart is where you go. You can't possibly do $2 billion a day in revenue and not have your finger on the pulse of consumers.
All right, Jeff, we'll talk to you in 2 weeks. We'll talk about Walmart. Then we'll talk about the mall, and good luck with Amazon tonight. This is sort of the big one for retail, for e-commerce at least. So I look forward to reading your analysis tomorrow morning, and have fun on your Peloton. I guess I don't know.
Who doesn't? Who doesn't enjoy a good cardio? I mean, I think everyone does.
All right. See you, Jeff.
Peace, buddy.
All right. I have deep respect for people that don't live on the East Coast of the U.S. and still live and work and breathe U.S. market hours, because it's 9 o'clock in the morning, so that means it's 6 o'clock in the morning for Jeff, and he's up and his day is already several hours into it by now, right? And he's up at 4 a.m. his time because he just can't get enough. So for all you West Coast traders and West Coast market folks, or not even West Coast, Sean's in Mountain Time. Sean's 2 hours behind us too. So all you guys, you have my respect. I don't think I could do it. So kudos to you.
Me either, bro.
Yeah.
But they got a long day after they're done working. It's crazy. I would probably just take a nap. But I mean, think of all the things you could do.
How many naps a month do you think Sean takes? Probably not many. He doesn't seem like a nap guy to me.
No, Sean takes a nap every day.
Is that true, Sean?
Ask him. Yep. Very short nap after the market almost every day. And I think it's great. It's just a great practice. I try to do it sometimes. Sometimes I'm just up too early. I've been sleeping later lately. That's good. Rose spent over $700 at Target yesterday. So I get the alerts. Yeah, right. She's gone for like 2 hours. I'm like, what the hell's going on? So I get the alerts on my phone. I'm watching everything. And so she comes on like, how the fuck do you even do this? Like, on what? What could you possibly buy at Target? That's that much money. So good for them.
Pain. All right. Let's talk to Sean about his napping and trading, I suppose. But napping is important too.
Shout out Stephen Weitzel. Okay, today, what time is his show today, Spencer?
10
Stephen
o'clock.
Weitzel has been doing such a tremendous job with the $1 Million Question. Incredibly thoughtful videos, walking through big themes. He's doing a breakdown, like a year in review, I think, today. And it's going to be a doozy. So don't miss these videos. I think it's one of the best things that's going on in our network right now.
Yes. Stephen does these videos for his clients, and he's been kind enough to share them with us and do the same kind of market review that he does with them for us. Good. So we'll be doing that at 10 o'clock today. Very excited for that. Let's bring on Sean and talk about his naps.
And
Yo,
you're gonna be disappointed, Spencer. Steve is right. For a long time, I was a daily napper, usually shortly after the market closes. But a couple of things have changed in my routine that have made napping a little less needed. Number one, I don't drink coffee anymore, or at least fully leaded coffee. I drink decaf coffee in the morning.
I could never.
And believe it or not, this sounds counterintuitive, but it makes you less tired if you don't drink coffee. I know that's counterintuitive. I know.
I would take your word for that. But I would not believe you,
Spencer. I'm remembering back to the days when my son was born, because I know you're in this right now. I drank a full pot of coffee first thing in the morning, and then I would make another pot of coffee in the afternoon and drink that when my son was young.
Okay,
so
that is excessive. I've not done that. That is excessive. Yeah. I'm a 2 or 3 cup a day guy.
Yeah, well, good for you. But I have stopped coffee altogether. I mean, I'll have the occasional fully leaded cup of coffee, like if I'm out meeting somebody for a friend, meeting a friend for a late afternoon, whatever, I might do that. But as far as my routine goes, I'm no longer drinking coffee in the morning. I'll drink decaf coffee, 1 cup. And then the other thing that has made napping not necessary for me is I've always been a meditator, but I haven't been regular about it. But in the last, I don't know, 6 to 8 months, I've gotten really deliberate, dedicated to it. I do a quick 15-minute meditation first thing in the morning, and then I do another one after the market closes. And those 2 practices, 15 minutes twice a day, between that and the coffee, I rarely nap anymore. So, yeah, there you go.
Wow. All right. Well, let's talk about how it maybe is impacting your trading.
Look, I don't want to say there's a cause and effect, but I mean, you can't deny that trading's been really well. I've had a good year. I mean, we talked about it at the end of 2025, right? We had a great year. That's still continuing.
Yeah.
And I'm glad you teed it up, and I'm going to knock it out of the park, Spencer. One of the things about trading is that we all think that we need to have some amazing strategy to make money in the market. Once we get that foolproof strategy that back tests well or whatever, and once I've got that, then I'm going to be a great trader. Well, I'm here to disabuse you of that notion. That means nothing. It helps. It can help, but until you get your mind right, until you get your routines right, until you get your body channeling in the direction of where everything needs to go, you're not gonna have sustained success in trading. Sorry to hear that. I see Steve telling me in the private chat there. Fuck your processes. Hey man, can't argue with it if it's winning.
You're so right, Sean. You're so right. Everybody wants to know, what's on the magic 8 ball. What's this little foolproof strategy? That's not it. It's not it. You got to know
it at all.
With time and experience and your emotions. Trader psychology is a huge part of it. You're one of the best in the business at this. So listen to this man.
It's 90% of it. Having a good strategy helps. I'm not gonna shit on having a good strategy, right? You should have a strategy. You should have a
fuck your strategy.
Well, yeah, right. I mean, it's at the end of the day, we're the ones who have to press the buttons and pull the triggers. And you could have the greatest strategy in the world, but if you're not in the right headspace and you can't take the trades, or you can't take your exits when you need to take your exits, it doesn't matter. None of it matters, right? Steve, I heard you talking earlier. I'm glad you saved this for me. You were saying you made a huge trading error yesterday. Oh, I'm a big fan of trading errors because I make them all the time. So I'd love to hear.
Let's talk about it. Yeah,
I'm glad you're here for this. All right, so you ready? So I've been dabbling, as you guys know. I've been very wrong and stubborn with some of these big tech trades that I've made. Some of them were okay. Others were downright terrible. A lot of stops have been blown. But one that I was still in, that I was short puts in, because Sean knows I like to short puts against very clear support levels. So I'm short Broadcom 325 puts, probably for a couple weeks now, slightly in a profit position coming into Tuesday morning, right? They move against me below my risk level of like 325. And if you look at the chart, right, I was using the pivot low from late January. It came in around 315 because I like a little cushion there. I hate getting shook out of things. So what I'll do is, if something is my biggest position or most material position, by that I mean it's going to move the most and impact the daily performance of my account the most, I'm literally sitting there looking at 1 and 5 minute charts, managing that position in the morning all day, right, if I have to. I'm happy to do that. I'm kind of a freak about it. So I know I'm going into the day watching these Broadcom puts yesterday, and I'm thinking, okay, like decent start. We started like, basically unchanged on the day. And I'm saying my new stop level is now the low from Monday or Tuesday, which is about 310. And I'm saying that's it. I'm done at 310. And I'm watching Broadcom go yesterday from unchanged down 1%, down 2%, losing thousands of dollars on my short puts. Every 1% lower we go. Down 2%. I'm like, fuck, really? Okay. Like I'm sitting here watching it. We got this down 3%. I'm like, that's crazy. It's one of the biggest companies in the world. Like, tech's got to turn it around. Microsoft's digging in up 2%. Like, I think things are looking bottomy here for big tech. I'm like, Broadcom's gonna dig in. Down 4%. I'm like, fuck, man, I can't Can't take much more than this. Now we're at my stop. And I'm saying to myself, fuck this stop. I'm watching this thing. I'm not covering these down 4%. We're going to dig in and rip. I know it. I got this. I'm watching down 5%. Oh, I'm going to short more of this. I'm going to short more of this. It's crazy, right? Down 6%. I'm throwing books in my office. Okay. Totally freaking the fuck out. Down 7%. I'm like, this is.
It's probably good he got muted. It's probably good, Strazza. You just muted yourself.
Wait.
This is crazy.
There you go. Now he's back.
This thing will be down 25% by the end of the day. Gotta cover everything here, right? That was the exact moment that Broadcom bottomed and rallied 2% off of those lows. Like literally. And the market will do that to you. It hasn't happened to me in a very long time. Grateful to say, but it's not the first time something like that's happened. Where I'm over managing, I'm watching it, I'm like, I got this. I'm thinking one thing 5 minutes earlier, and then the next 5 minutes, it keeps moving against me. Completely changed my mind. I'm like, this is it. Bear market's here. Everything's about to crash. I got to protect myself. And that's the moment that it turns. And what you have to do in those instances is kind of take your ball and go home for the moment, but then pick yourself up the next day and come back and follow whatever plan you got, right? So if Broadcom jiggies back above 320 today, I'll sell more puts and buy more calls, right? Take another shot at it. But that kind of shit happens, and it's incredibly frustrating. It's incredibly frustrating. But honestly, I don't know any other way around it. You just kind of have to take those losses as they come. So I thought I would share that, live with everybody.
Well, it's a good reminder, Strazza. It's a good reminder that at the end of the day, we're all human, right? And you are an excellent trader. You have an excellent track record. You've done the right thing most of the time, but even the best people can mess up and get behind the 8 ball, and once you make that first mistake, they snowball into more mistakes. And that's what you experienced yesterday, right? You already screwed up by not following your plan, and then you kind of doubled down on that as it just went further and further away from you. And that's why following the plan is so important. And it's easy for us to say that, right? But we're human and we screw up from time to time, and that's a good lesson, that when you don't follow the plan, shit gets hard, real hard.
Dude. Sitting there just like hoping and wishing for a bottom. Numbers start getting bigger and bigger, and I called white, so I'm like, bull market's over. It's bullshit.
Well, by the way, if the Steve Strazza cursing indicator is any sign here, I think we're near a turn in the market. We're near a turn.
You think so? Am I cursing too much? I haven't gotten a text from my mother yet.
The Yahoo sensors will be coming in soon, or the YouTube sensors, excuse me.
Yeah, she doesn't let my grandma watch the show. Makes me sad.
Yep.
Right. Well, that's the life of a trader, right? You have to go in knowing you're going to have days like that. You're going to fuck up miserably, and you got to get up the next day and do the right thing. Can't let it go to your head. You don't want to wake up the next day and revenge trade because of it. Just come back, follow your plan, you keep your focus. Say, okay, I got kicked in the nuts yesterday. Today's a new day.
Strazza, I think you would benefit once this show is over. Maybe go sit in the corner for 15 minutes and do a little quiet meditation. I think that'll help you face the market this morning.
I haven't been doing my pool aerobics, and I think it's affected me. We have like a freezing ice emergency here. The pool's like heating itself to make sure it doesn't freeze. That's how cold it is here.
That's funny you say that, because over the weekend I was just flipping channels and I turned on that hockey game that was going on in Tampa, outdoor hockey game, and my first thought was, what the hell? They're doing an outdoor hockey game in Tampa? And then my second reaction was, what the hell? It's 40 degrees.
Is that realized? Wow. Yeah, I know. Crazy. It like snowed in Orlando or something.
Crazy. Well, you guys are getting all the snow that we're not getting here in Colorado. We've had very little snow.
Yesterday, I learned what an ice dam was. You guys know what an ice dam is? I learned about it yesterday.
Oh, sure, yeah.
That's a new one for me. There's guys on my roof right now fixing an ice dam. So,
awesome. Your gutters are all filled with ice, and now the water can't go down the gutters, right?
It's going into my living room, which is always fun.
Oh, so wonderful! A wonderful place for it.
All right, let's do a quick recess and then hop out of here. Market's almost open, so I got something for recess. So I want to.
All right, let's see it.
Slide 7, please. Actually, if you guys have, I'd rather you guys go first, and then I'll go last. If you guys have something.
I got nothing.
Okay, cool. Great.
Day.
Slide
When I have
7.
a bad day, I like to eat McDonald's in bed and watch old Cops episodes. So I did that last night.
Oh, wait, I do have a quick recess, real quick,
Yep.
since you wanted some time. Last night at dinner, me and the family, my wife and my kid, sitting down having a nice, lovely dinner, and I don't know, my wife got a text or something from a friend, and she checked it. She doesn't usually check her phone at dinner, but she just happened to check it, and her friend told her, "Hey, you got to check out this thing on Disney Plus. They brought back the Muppet Show."
Really?
Apparently, it's just a one-off so far, but it's executive producer Seth Rogen. They brought back the Muppet Show just like you remember it from when you were a kid, and we watched it last night with our son, and it was amazing. And my son loved it, and we loved it. It was hilarious. If you got Disney Plus, check it out, dude. It's great. The
That's
Muppet
awesome.
Show. They brought it back.
Seth Rogen's probably the perfect person to do that.
Yeah.
It's great. It's great. I'm hoping they do more. I mean, supposedly it was a one-off, and they're, I don't know, testing the waters with it. But I hope they bring it back. It's wonderful. It's really good.
Disney, Sean, has they'll bring back anything and everything.
Yeah.
Right? They're going to bring back everything until the end of time, and they're going to keep doing it over and over again. That's their business. Good at it.
I'm pretty sure the first movie that I saw in theaters was like a Muppet movie, like Muppets Pirates or something. I don't know, but
I remember that movie.
Yeah,
it was a hit.
Yeah, oh yeah, big one. Okay, slide 7, please. Yesterday, this is going to be kind of a bummer. Sorry, but yesterday I learned that a friend of mine and a guy I used to work with, his name was Matt Kolb, sadly passed away, and I wanted to give Kolb a shout out here. I worked with him for about 8 years, 7 or 8 years, and no one loved junky small cap stocks more than Matt Kolb. And for the entirety of it seemed like 2 years, 2017 and 2018, this guy was obsessed with this stock called Inseego, INSG. He was obsessed. It was the 5G play of the future. It's going to $10. This is before they did a 1 for 10 reverse split. So at the time it was like $1. He's like, it's going to 10. It's going to 10. I'm so long. I got all my money in Inseego. And he talked about the stock for so long that eventually I had to buy it. And it became a running joke in the office that Matt is just obsessed with this stock. And he was right. It did go to 10. I think it got to like 20 at one point, clearly, because you can see on the chart. So it was just a long running joke. And I have very fond memories of Matt talking about this stock every day for weeks and months on end. And he was a great guy. He was great at relationships. He was great at sales. He was a great trader and investor. And I was very sad to hear he passed away. So Matt, we will miss you. And today I will be buying a token position in Inseego in honor of you, because now I cannot look at this stock and not think of Matt Kolb. So and this was one of maybe several dozen junky stocks that he was obsessed with over time. The guy loved the small caps, loved the junk, and we'll always have that. So yeah, if you see someone buying Inseego today, that'd be me, in honor of my friend Matt Kolb. So
well, that was nice, Spencer. Good on you, and R.I.P. Matt. That's great. Great that you did that. Thank you.
Well, I didn't do it yet, but I'm going. We're open now. I'll do it when the show ends. So on that note, let's get out of here. Here is the plan for the day. Weitzel is going live in a half hour to do his sort of monthly review he does with clients.
You see Stephen Weitzel bringing the heat on his new show, Sean?
Yeah, it's great. Steve's the man.
Fantastic.
His show was it last week or 2 weeks ago when he reviewed the backdoor Roth conversion? I mean, that is important stuff, man. That's good stuff.
At a meeting of the minds. I put him and my dad on the phone together, and they talked about Roths until my ears bled.
Oh boy,
and it was fantastic. It was great. I think we figured some shit out.
Love it.
All right, so Kenny will be live at 11, and then at 2 o'clock, I'm going live with Strazza. We're going to talk about more earnings and earnings reactions and how to trade them and the beat report. So that'll be on our site. The link is in the chat, or in the description. But it'll also be on YouTube. If you're watching us on YouTube, it'll be there as well. Sean is live at 3 for his weekly options jam session. Louis is live at 9 for Crypto After Dark. Do it.
Full sketch. And I'm schmoozing with the great Kenny Glick at what time?
I don't know. What is it?
I think I heard 8 o'clock.
8:15.
8 o'clock.
Something like that.
Let's go.
So, busy day. Lots to get to. Let's
no
go.
nap for me today.
no nap today. Let's go manage our positions. Go make some money. And we'll see you guys around. All right.
Adios.
Bye.
Yep.
I can't take no loss. I don't even know what it costs. I hit the ground, then I go